Freshly isekai'd and instantly broken, our protagonist was gifted a cheat-level system skill capable of curing any divine ailment. His all-seeing eye diagnoses any disease in a heartbeat, while his master linguist talent translates every forbidden language automatically. Even top-ranked high priests are eclipsed by his sheer power. But without an official license, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 is just a rogue doctor. Living as a wandering medic, he encounters 𝓕-𝓡𝓪, a local adventurer who barely survived a brutal encounter with 30 savage wolves. Thanks to a miracle and his ancestors' luck, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 escaped with his life, though his body was mangled beyond recognition. The wounds are fatal, and without immediate expert intervention, he is destined to become food for the worms very soon. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 offers a quick fix for 150,000 gold, promising a guaranteed recovery with his legendary expertise. Lacking a healer's badge, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 scoffs at the offer, convinced he is being targeted by a low-life scammer. Watching him limp away, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 remains calm, simply warning 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 to find him once the wound inevitably turns deadly. 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 seeks a licensed healer instead, paying a hefty fee for a quick spell that seemingly numbs the agonizing pain. However, by nightfall, his foot turns a necrotic shade of black as a soul-crushing agony begins to surge through his veins. Screaming in absolute despair, 𝓕-𝓡's cries fill the room until 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 suddenly materializes like a ghost in the shadows. He knew from the start that a standard healer's holy light would only accelerate the hidden poison within the wound. Realizing his fatal mistake, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 begs for salvation, but 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 coldly raises 3 fingers, demanding 300,000 gold. The adventurer gasps as the price doubles instantly, but the doctor explains that negligence always comes with a heavy tax. Dealing with a late-stage infection requires premium care, and cheaping out now will only lead to a one-way trip underground. After desperate bargaining, they settle on 200,000 gold, though 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 is forced to offer his sword as collateral. Trembling with fear, the warrior asks if he's dying as his foot swells into a purple, toxic mess of pure agony. The limb looks like it's been hit by a final-stage plague, vibrating with a dark, cursed energy that defies normal medicine. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 gives the leg a sharp flick, nonchalantly promising that under a god-physician's care, he will live forever. He explains that some things simply cannot be mended by magic alone, especially when dealing with rare, paralyzing toxins. Handing over a mysterious purple fruit, he commands the boy to eat, leaving the adventurer confused and terrified of the unknown. It's a blackcurrant variant where the stems carry a lethal neurotoxin, the same venom used by black-maned wolves to hunt. These predators drive prey into the poisonous thickets, watching as their victims become paralyzed and helpless before the feast begins. Panic strikes as 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 realizes he might be crippled forever, desperately pleading for the healer to save his adventuring career. Producing a glowing violet potion, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 reveals there is one brutal way to extract the corruption from his flesh. He unsheathes a razor-sharp blade, carefully lining up the antidotes on the table like a seasoned battlefield surgeon preparing for war. The serum must be poured directly into the raw tissue, a process far more agonizing than the original wolf bite itself. He mockingly mentions how the previous healer's amateur job actually sealed the poison inside, making this forced surgery necessary. With no other choice, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 accepts his fate as 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 prepares to slice open the infected, blackened skin. The doctor casually mentions he has no painkillers on hand, advising the warrior to scream as loud as he possibly can. As the cold steel touches his skin, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 breaks down in tears, his face a mess of snot and pure terror. He begs for a moment to prepare, but the doctor warns that any flinching will only make the mutilation much worse. The blade carves deep, and the antidote is poured in, burning like liquid fire through his very soul and nervous system. Just as 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 thinks the nightmare is over, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮 reaches for another bottle, telling him to endure or simply pass out. Anxiety grips the young warrior's heart, wondering if this unorthodox medic is a true savior or a madman in disguise. This is the legend of the peerless healer, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮, a man whose journey began 3 long years ago. He recalls the moment he first woke up in a dark, unfamiliar cavern, greeted by a floating system quest notification. It was a scene straight out of a fantasy novel, filled with bloodthirsty monsters and screams of those being torn apart. The mysterious system bestowed upon him the sacred mission of a healer, tasking him with mending a world of chaos. Dazed and confused, he realized this wasn't Earth, but a brutal new dimension governed by levels, classes, and lethal magic. Fortunately, he wasn't alone, as dozens of other humans had been summoned into this terrifying, high-stakes game of survival. While the others panicked and cried about finding a way home, 𝓗𝓮𝓪 realized their lives had changed forever. Some were desperate to return to their families, while others saw this as a chance to become the heroes they always desired. Amidst the chaotic arguments of the survivors, Kang Sung-hyun sat in silence, analyzing the broken system he now controlled. This fantasy reality is bizarre. My status window says healer. But what's with that mysterious question mark? A woman speaks up. We must survive. She's right. Despite these terrifying monsters, we must find a way. These beasts are nightmares, but teamwork makes defeating them possible. We just need to unite our strengths. Everyone checked their classes and skills, right? I suddenly realized. Where are my abilities? My skill window. First, sever cutting anything with a blade. Not it. Next, linguist auto, translating every tongue. Still not it. Finally, observer's eye perceiving everything through sight. Still nothing. This isn't what I was looking for at all. What is this garbage? My class is clearly a healer, yet I don't have a single healing spell? Sunlight spills through the window as Kang wipes blood from his hands. All right, finished. You'll recover soon. Just stay off that leg for 3 days. Ruth sobs, realizing he's actually alive and thanking him profusely. Thank you, healer. Without you, I'd be dead. Ruth bows repeatedly, overwhelmed by his narrow escape. Kang smiles calmly. I told you, this wound wasn't fatal. He examines his handiwork. The recovery looks perfect. Can I truly act as a healer without magical powers? Ruth mumbles awkwardly. I'm sorry for calling you a fraud. I insulted you yesterday. I was wrong. Kang just chuckles warmly. Don't sweat it. I've heard it all before. Honestly, who would believe in a healer without magic? But internally, Ruth is in awe of his kindness. Kang confides in Ruth with a smirk. It's actually fun watching those who mocked me eventually beg for help. That's exactly why I chose this path. Ruth shudders. Forget the kind heart, this guy is actually pretty terrifying. Work finished. Kang heads to 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 restaurant. Julia, the usual please. The chef turns around with a smile. Coming right up. Kang. He sits, pulling a small notebook from his pocket. Should I write while I wait? He quickly jots down. Good weather. Village outskirts. Poisoned patient. A new habit in this strange world. Ever since I was summoned here, everything has been a struggle. It's a land crawling with deadly monsters. The continent of On, a lethal wasteland where survival is a luxury. Every corner is filled with toxic corruption. To find a way home, I record every detail. Suddenly, a sharp scream pierces the restaurant air. Julia accidentally sliced her finger. Kang appears behind her instantly. Are you all right? Julia nearly jumps in shock. Good heavens, you scared the life out of me. He looks concerned. Let me see that wound. Julia giggles. It's just a scratch, really. Kang sighs. I'm tired of these arguments. Skill activated. Observer's eye. His vision shifts like a high-tech scanner, analyzing her physical state instantly. Abnormal condition detected. Left finger bleeding. It's just a minor knife cut. I only need to stop the blood. Kang tries to convince her again. If your hand hurts, you can't cook, right? Julia realizes he's right. Fine. I'm sorry for the trouble. Please. He activates hemostasis control, gently touching her hand. In a flash, he pulls back. There, all done. Julia is stunned. Thank you, Kang. A system alert pings. Treatment successful. You gained 1 point. As expected, 1 point per treatment. Total points, 103. 1 gacha spin costs 20 points. I've saved up enough. Let's go for 5 consecutive spins. System. Confirming activation. Spending points for the lucky wheel. A massive golden wheel appears. Results. Strength +1. Strength +1 again. Then, gold? And more gold? Kang trembles with rage. Why is gold in a high-level gacha? But then, the final result appears. New skill acquired. Medicine distribution. Converts medicine into energy and boosts effectiveness by 30% when used. This is incredible. Meal's over, so why not test it? Kang pulls out a small recovery potion. He crushes the vial with raw strength. Skill activated. Absorption. The liquid vanishes, then distribution triggers. Vitality waves explode outward, healing everyone nearby. This is perfect. I can treat patients faster than ever. As the vial shattered, A strange mist erupted. A passerby screams in terror and hits the dirt. "Who are you?" Kang remains unfazed. "Ah, my apologies." The man snaps back. "You think an apology fixes this? You attacked me." Kang just shrugs. "Check yourself. I just fully restored your stamina." The man freezes, touching his body in shock. His face instantly shifts from rage to pure joy. The broken healer's domination has only just begun. Duong screams in pure terror as he hits the dirt, trembling before the stranger. "Who are you, you monster?" Kang simply sighs with a nonchalant apology. "You think a sorry fixes this? You just blindsided me with an attack." Kang merely shrugs. "Check your vitals. Your stamina is already fully restored." His entire energy bar is suddenly maxed out. He touches his chest in disbelief, and instantly, his hostility melts into total fanboy admiration. A healer? Unbelievable. I have never witnessed such divine technique before. Who exactly is this man? Just a humble country doctor. Rick smiled, but secretly wondered. How could a commoner possess such legendary power? Perhaps this is destiny. The young man stepped forward with an offer. "Healer, fate has brought us together today. Will you join our raid, an adventure party?" The interest peaked. "We are the vanguard of glory. We need a supreme healer. 4 members create the ultimate hunting formation. The perfect balance for any dungeon. Our mission? To hunt a rare beast." The lure of the unknown was strong. And the reward for this hunt? 1.2 million gold. A staggering sum for a single monster. The stakes were higher than ever imagined. No other healer in their ranks? This was the perfect chance to test his hidden stats. Should he reveal his hand? Inside the Adventurers Guild, tension flared. "Prove yourself, healer." A wounded warrior demanded a display of true capability. "Rest assured, I am elite." The rival's voice dripped with overconfidence. "I am the only support this team needs." Kang and his new ally entered the hall. 3 others were already waiting. The atmosphere shifted instantly upon their arrival. "Rick, you said 4 members total." So-hun tapped his shoulder, confused. The math of the party didn't add up. Rick broke into a nervous sweat. "We recruited another healer simultaneously. The competition for the gold had just doubled. The prize is 1.2 million gold. More members meant a smaller cut for everyone." Profit was slipping through their fingers. "Is everyone fine with the split?" They nodded in unison, but doubts lingered. Kang sensed a hidden agenda at play. The rival healer narrowed his eyes. He was clearly chasing the same glory. 2 support classes, one was bound to fall. "I am 𝓕-𝓏𝓪𝓷𝓴. Let's cooperate." A handshake masked the brewing rivalry. "I am 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻. Nice to meet you." The rival glared silently as they marched. The party ventured deep into the dark forest. Shadows danced between the ancient trees. "2 healers makes us invincible." Someone laughed, feeling completely safe. But Kang remained silent, sensing something sinister. "That arrogant brat. I won't forgive him." The rival's jealousy boiled over. He prepared to show off his holy repertoire. "Behold my basic and intermediate holy arts. Divine shields, detox, and resurrection spells." He listed his skills like a desperate merchant. Purification, light, and holy arrows. The list of divine abilities seemed endless. The party cheered for such a versatile talent. "Incredible. And what about you, Kang?" All eyes turned toward the quiet protagonist. He sighed, preparing to show a glimpse of truth. "I can do this." A terrifying aura suddenly exploded around his body. The ground trembled under his sheer pressure. "What is this strange power?" The rival healer panicked. No scripture had ever mentioned such a devastating aura. "Our target is the rare sewer rat." 𝓕-𝓏𝓪𝓷𝓴 pointed toward the damp shadows. A common pest evolved into a legendary threat. A rat worth 1.2 million gold? Kang was skeptical of the bounty. Such a price hinted at a deadly secret. "Have you ever hunted a rare beast?" They admitted they had never seen one. Their arrogance was blinding them to the danger. "I've been a healer for barely a year." The rival's lack of experience was showing. "This wasn't a hunt, it was a suicide mission. You'll need massive amounts of potions." Kang warned them with the voice of experience. "A rare beast is no ordinary prey. We must return to the village and prepare." 𝓕-𝓏𝓪𝓷𝓴 sighed, refusing to turn back. "It's just a rat. Don't be a coward." "Did you forget your supplies, healer?" They mocked him, trying to break his spirit. "If you're scared, leave the gold to us." "Fine, I'm out." Kang smiled, making a cold decision. He knew exactly how this would end. Everyone was stunned by his sudden departure. Don't come crawling back later. The rival healer celebrated his easy victory. You are all going to lose. Kang's parting words chilled their blood. Now, the gold would be split 3 ways. They laughed at his nonsense prediction. Rick, where did you find this clown? They waved him off with mocking smiles. Running away from a rat? Pathetic. We'll take that rare loot for ourselves. They charged blindly into the beast's lair. Deep in the woods, they found it. The golden-furred rat, worth a fortune. Its eyes glowed with a predatory intelligence. Don't worry about my stats. Charge. Ferrio's confidence was at its peak. They unleashed their full power in one strike. An all-out assault began. Steel and magic collided against the darkness. Ferrio lunged forward for the finishing blow. Die, you filthy rodent! He struck the earth with shattering force. But the target had already vanished into thin air. Where did it go? A shadow flickered behind the group. The hunter had officially become the hunted. The rat's body crackled with blinding lightning. A massive surge of electricity paralyzed the team. This light. What is happening? My mana is being drained instantly. Rick screamed in terror as his strength faded. Healer! Do something immediately! I'll buff your attack. Divine blessing. Suddenly, the rival healer's face turned pale. The nightmare had only just begun. The ground suddenly trembles. Is it an earthquake? No, it is a swarm of over 1,000 sewer rats surging forward. The monsters strike like a tidal wave, leaving everyone defenseless. Ferrio screams in terror as their formation completely collapses. Henry the healer cannot believe his eyes. How could they lose so fast? Meanwhile, Rick spots a chance to escape. That spineless coward abandons his comrades to run alone, but the healer sees his shameful retreat through the chaos. My mana is empty. Rick dives into a black hole portal, praying for forgiveness as he flees the battlefield. Suddenly, the two run right into each other. The healer is stunned. How did Rick end up back here? Rick is equally confused. I definitely ran away. They are trapped in a spatial loop. Henry curses their pathetic fate. A blue potion suddenly falls as a calm voice rings out. So, you losers have already failed as I expected? I knew this would happen. The healer's jaw drops as 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 emerges from the shadows like a ghost. Kang scoffs. You should have known better. Who would pay a fortune just to hunt a few simple rats? I am charging 500,000 gold coins per person. A blue aura erupts, drawing the entire horde toward him. 𝓵𝓵𝓻 is speechless. Kang immediately begins calculating a counterattack against the overwhelming swarm of demonic beasts. 𝓵𝓵𝓻, you can use the god's shield, right? The healer trembles, his face pale and drained of all hope. I have 0 mana left. No potions. Nothing. Kang looks at the broken man and realizes he must intervene. Is mana all you need? Skill activated. Mana absorption. Skill activated. Mana distribution. The hidden stats begin to roar. Potion effects surge by 30%. All of Kang's overwhelming power flows directly into 𝓵𝓵𝓻's exhausted body. It is a miracle. 𝓵𝓵𝓻's mana refills instantly. A mana recovery skill? Such a feat is impossible for humans. A divine voice echoes. Do not seek the easy path. Only a true god could perform such a legendary act. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 stands bathed in a celestial light. To the broken healer, he looks like a deity descending to earth. 𝓵𝓵𝓻 bows in awe. What are you? Lord Aver? Lord Freak? He believes he is seeing a god's incarnation. Forgive my insolence, Great One. 𝓵𝓵𝓻's mind has completely snapped. Kang is baffled by this strange, holy reaction. What is wrong with him? Kang wonders. 𝓵𝓵𝓻 screams a holy oath. I swear never to reveal your secret. Kang smiles inwardly. If I tell him the truth now, he might actually die of sheer embarrassment. The rat horde follows the scent of human blood, closing in on the fallen hunters. 𝓵𝓵𝓻 stands his ground. With one powerful kick, 𝓵𝓵𝓻 sends a monster flying. He channels the divine power Kang bestowed upon him. Great Lord Aver, lend me your strength, he shouts. Shield of the god, activate. A holy barrier erupts instantly. A massive circle of light repels the rats. Kang realizes 𝓵𝓵𝓻 has hallucinated a whole holy narrative to cope. 𝓵𝓵𝓻 kneels in tears of joy. Great Lord, I have done it. Kang decides to play along for now. Do as you wish, just do not bother me. Kang pulls out a blue vial, ready to end this farce. He crushes several rats at once with his bare hands. The true danger of this 1.2 million mission begins. This is the Dominion skill, a rare monster trait that allows one creature to control an entire army of its kind. If hunters flee, the ruler traps them in a spatial dungeon. That is why 𝓮 prepared a secret chemical weapon. 𝓗 peppermint essence. This specialized pesticide is his trump card. 𝓮 charges directly into the heart of the swarm. This essence is lethal to small beasts. Even against hundreds of enemies, 𝓮's broken distribution skill changes the game. Distribution skill activated. He amplifies the poison across the entire area, shattering the monster's defense in an instant. The rat's armor weakens. 𝓮 grabs a monster by its fur and brutally rips its head open with ease. The horde realizes a predator has arrived. As 𝓮 slaughters one, another lunges from his blind spot with fury. 𝓮 dodges with lightning speed, causing the rat to crash headfirst into a tree. Nice try, you filthy vermin. The Dominion skill is still active. Meanwhile, 𝓕-𝓚𝓪 is still kneeling, praying to his god with absolute devotion. I must not disturb the Great One's holy work, he cries. Suddenly, a swarm of rats covers 𝓮's body. Oh, great God! 𝓕-𝓚𝓪 screams, ready to intervene. But 𝓮's voice cuts through. Stay back! Do not move! Health recovery distribution. Activate. The potion's effects are stretched, providing continuous healing to tank the massive damage. My stats are holding, 𝓮 thinks. I need to finish this before the potion's duration finally runs out. Suddenly, a rat sinks its teeth into his leg. Blood gushes out. 𝓮 winces, reaching for his hidden blade. The pain is blinding as 𝓮 collapses. A new status window flashes. Abnormal state bleeding. The battle has turned deadly. The potion's effect flickers out. I'm bleeding again, and this rare beast is actually cunning. Skill activated. Hemostasis. But the system screams I've been hit with a devastating debuff. Mana consumption doubled? This monster thinks it can drain my energy and leave me powerless. It's waiting for me to run dry so I can't use skills. A clever strategy, indeed. The beast lunges, but I don't flinch. Hey pest, I don't even use mana. One lethal strike. My blade pierces its throat as blood splatters across my hand. The monster collapses. I check my limbs still intact. I've survived the impossible hunt. Ding. Achievement unlocked. Rare solo hunter. The system rewards my deadly one-on-one triumph. A grin of pure relief. Finally, the payout matches the life-or-death struggle I endured. Oh, great lord, 𝓕-𝓚𝓪 cheers. I smirk that idiot's cancelled heal actually saved me. Time to claim the prize. A random spin? Even the system loves a bit of gambling. New skill. Divine Throw. 100% accuracy and doubled damage? This is legendary. Wait, a 25% effect boost? If I use poison, the lethality will skyrocket. This healer class is officially broken. 𝓕-𝓚𝓪 runs over, worshipping my every move. Your mercy saved us, great lord. He vows to take my secret to the grave. Keep it down and wake them up, I order. It's time for their resurrection. They groan as they wake. 𝓕 screams, seeing the monster's corpse right beside him. What the hell is this? He shrieks. I flash him a blood-stained, terrifying smile. Sleep well? Trust me, that thing didn't just die of old age. He's speechless. Did an F-rank healer really solo this high-tier nightmare? He's trembling. You beat it alone? I ignore his shock and get straight to business. That's 300,000 gold each for your lives. Don't forget to pay up. They agree instantly. Now, for the real prize, this glowing, mysterious purple treasure. I'm taking this orb as my fee. The loot is finally in my hands. 𝓕 bows in deep gratitude. Take it. You saved us from a certain grave. I offer a polite drink, but they've had enough of this dangerous adventuring life. We're heading back to the village. Adventuring isn't worth a group funeral. They sigh. One close call with death was enough to shatter their dreams of gold and glory. I nod. High risk means high reward, but the price is often your soul. They wave a final goodbye. Next time, the drinks are on us if we meet. I wave back as they disappear. Now, only 𝓕-𝓚𝓪 remains by my side. Do you drink? I ask. He stammered that he doesn't touch the stuff. Good. From now on, pretend we're complete strangers. I'm serious. 𝓕-𝓚𝓪's eyes sparkle. Understood, my hidden lord. I shall guard your identity. He leaves to train, convinced I'm a god in disguise. I've created a monster. Did I just turn a normal guy into a fanatic? Whatever. Time to check this loot. I head to the appraiser. Welcome to the association's treasure vault, Hunter. He explains that monster drops are sealed within these rare crystal orbs. I hand over the purple gem. Tell me what this thing is really worth. The appraiser's eyes go wide. Wait, is this what I think it is? A blinding light erupts. The appraisal process begins with a surge of celestial energy. It's a C-rank treasure, a rare beauty of the natural world, he exclaims. I'll offer you 120,000 gold for it right now. I'm not selling yet. I pull out a mysterious blue vial and drip it on. What are you doing? He yells. I just smile. This is a special catalyst. This is 𝓕-𝓡𝓪, a northern substance that reacts to blood. This very blade slew that elite beast. The appraiser trembled, asking why share this. Kang's words dripped with a terrifying, primal coldness. It looks pristine since I cleaned it, yet hidden blood remains. Invisible to most, but ever present. This monster core should react far more violently than the blade, shouldn't it? Unless you swapped it. Kang seized the man's head, smashing it into the table. Glass shattered as his fury finally erupted. The appraiser shrieked in agony, threatening to report this assault to the Adventurer Guild's higher-ups. Kang paused, feigning realization, before brutally slamming the man's face back down onto the wood. Thanks for the reminder. He placed a hand on the wound, instantly activating his divine healing skill. Kang's voice turned glacial. I forgot to introduce myself properly. The appraiser shook with absolute terror. The bleeding stopped instantly. Is he? I am the healer, 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻. The man begged for mercy. Aeon Continent's golden rule. If you dare scam a healer, pray they never catch your treacherous soul. Healers with treasures are either legendary masters or battle-crazed monsters who hunt for pure sadistic joy. Once bandaged, the appraiser realized the rumors were true. Healers beat you near death, then reset you. His eyes betrayed his confusion. He felt zero holy power from this man. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 examined the gem. Is this really a B+ rank treasure? 𝓮-𝓪𝓵's gaze pierced him, demanding a truthful, honest answer. Yes, it is B+, and that A-rank focus ring is worth over 6.4 million gold. Kang loomed closer. This rat tried to buy it for peanuts? Should I just end him now? The focus ring was incredible, massively boosting concentration, mana reserves, and magical casting speed for users. It grants a massive 50% surge in mental fortitude. The appraiser desperately explained its legendary value. If a mage panics, they die. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 remained stoic, masking his interest in the ring's hidden power. A 50% mental boost? This broken support item is more versatile than I originally anticipated. He smirked coldly. Unseal it now. I'm taking the charm too. Try to deceive me again, and die. The appraiser bowed, trembling. He asked about payment, but 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 had already vanished into the night. Arriving at a bustling tavern, 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 felt rich. Suddenly, an old woman apologized for the lack of seats. Share a table or move on, she suggested. Just then, a voice called out, Dr. Kang! 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 turned to see Kim Jung-ho. Shocked to find a familiar face, they sat to catch up. 2 months since we last met? Jung-ho beamed, boasting about his incredible luck during his recent travels. I struck it rich this time, Jung-ho cheered. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 tilted his head, curious about the total amount. 2 million gold. It's a fortune. Order whatever you want, brother. Tonight the drinks are on me. Beer won't cut it, 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 replied. He pointed to the premium raspberry wine, testing his friend's generosity. 1 million gold for 1 bottle? Jung-ho froze. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 laughed and decided to pay for it himself. They shared the expensive wine, Jung-ho in awe. You found a real treasure? That's an incredible feat. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 poured the liquid, asking if Jung-ho had any luck. Jung-ho stared at the legendary stamina potion. Can I really drink this? Worrying about stats is exhausting. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 nodded with a relaxed, confident smirk. Stamina is vital. I don't need potions to recover, but without it, my skills remain completely locked. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 pondered. He had 0 mana since arriving. Perhaps it was because he was a world traveler, yet other travelers possessed mana. Why was he different? Jung-ho laughed, saying 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 still had it better. At least your skills are easy to use, Jung-ho joked. 𝓮-𝓪𝓵 agreed, noting the high cost of mana. Mana potions are a luxury. They raise their glasses, drinking to survival in this brutal, unforgiving world. Cheers to us, struggling in A-un with these pathetic powers. Soon, Young-ho was completely wasted and rambling. Expensive wine hits differently. Song Huyen leaned in, his expression turning sharp. I have a serious question. Is it important? Kang glanced at the eavesdroppers. Deactivate God's communication immediately. We need total privacy. Jung-ho sensed the gravity. He cut the divine link. Around them, the tavern's rowdy noise continued unabated. Drunken chatter filled the air. Did you find a way home? Jung-ho asked, hope flickering in his eyes. Don't get your hopes up. I awakened a new skill, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen. A Black Star tier ability, absolute precision, 100% lethal damage, and a 25% bonus effect. A star skill? Jung-ho shook his head. Never heard of it. This is a first for me. It defies common logic. Could I solo a rare boss with this? Do you know anything else? Jung-ho's eyes widened suddenly. Wait. Someone I once traveled with mentioned a Black Star skill. Song Hui leaned in. Who was it? Kim Jae-hung? Or was it Kim Jong? Maybe Kim Jin-hung? Let's just go with Kim Jae-hung. Hey, you can't just rename people, Song Hui countered. Jung-ho ignored him, getting serious. That man was a monster. A dimension traveler like us, but on another level. He wiped out entire hordes alone. I asked for his secret, and he just smirked. He claimed it was a Black Star skill, but on his final day, he started screaming in agony. What did he say? Jung-ho's face went pale. He said the fourth skill is the only way home. Song Hui's heart hammered. The way back? They stumbled out of the tavern, Jung-ho swaying drunkenly. Thanks for the drink. I'll pay you back 4 million one day. Song Hui chuckled at the drunkard. Keep the bottle. Jung-ho headed to the inn while Song Hui sought out a potion shop. See you later. Stay safe. As the man left, Song Hui's gaze sharpened with intense focus. If those words were true, then obtaining a 4-star skill changes everything in this world. It's the ultimate clue to find the path home. But how did that man collect 4? I nearly died just getting one. Why would he forget such vital intel? Song Hui sighed. Tomorrow is a new day. How can I grind more points? The sun rose over Hin Street Market. A massive crowd gathered around a new sign. Cheap healing. Trade goods accepted as payment. Song Hui greeted them with a radiant smile. Welcome. Top-tier care for a bargain price. Are you really a healer? A man asked skeptically. Song Hui nodded with absolute confidence. Forget him. A voice sneered. He's a freak who doesn't even have a healer's license. The crowd erupted in whispers. I knew it. He looks like a total scammer. How can someone who can't cast spells call himself a healer? The crowd quickly dispersed. Only Song Hui remained in the silence. Predictable. Suddenly a poor commoner approached him timidly. Excuse me. Song Hui's eyes lit up. His true targets weren't adventurers, but the forgotten commoners. You accept goods? She held up some potatoes. I'm not sure if this is enough. It's perfect. Song Hui smiled warmly. Now, show me where it hurts. She unwrapped a nasty wound. A farming accident. My friend died from a small cut just like this. Song Hui's expression darkened. Tetanus. A death sentence in this world without vaccines. Let me see. He reached out his hand. It was time for a miracle. Skill activated. Observe. Instantly the system analyzed the hidden infection. Status. Infected. 2 days since the injury. Worsened by dirty bandages. Song Hui scanned the data. He breathed a sigh of relief. You're lucky. It hasn't reached the blood yet. Really? The woman gasped. Song Hui pulled out a strange, glowing vial. It's an ointment. Apply it twice a day. And use clean bandages. I don't have any. She looked down. Song Hui didn't hesitate for a second. Wait here. He grabbed a bundle of straw. If I can't buy them, I'll make them. He activated cloth crafting. Success. He produced high-quality bandages in seconds. Bandages were a luxury for the poor. The woman wept with gratitude. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe. Song Hui hummed a tune. A perfect start to my plan. Rumors spread like wildfire. Soon a sea of people flooded his stall. Please, save me too. Will you take these vegetables? Everything was falling into place. System. 3 healing points gained. 2 points acquired. The notifications began to scream. 5 points, 3 points. Total accumulated points, 170. 2. Wiping sweat, he felt content. Peaceful village healing was better than hunting dangerous monsters. He hoped for a quiet day. But destiny intervened. Suddenly, his medicine table was violently flipped. Ridiculous. You call this filthy tent a shop? A voice roared. Give me potions, peasant. Amidst the wreckage, 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 suppressed his fury. What specific potion does a noble require? The ones you make, he barked. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 cursed. A rich noble in this shop? The visitor sneered at the space. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 offered a vial. This is all, sir. So you're the creator? Lucky man. He was Richard 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴, scion of the 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 clan. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 was surprised. The 𝓕-𝓡𝓪 family held massive power. Why are you here? A soldier spoke. Lord 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 wishes to hire you. You cannot refuse this. Richard snapped. Stop talking to this lowlife. The soldier bowed, following the brat's lead. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 grew suspicious. Why would a noble seek a mere village healer like him? Take this! A bag was thrown. Richard's voice was full of disdain for the pharmacist. Ignorant fool! Richard spat. The soldier explained these were ingredients from the blighted 𝓕. 𝓕 was once a paradise, now a rotting wasteland. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 examined the toxic materials. The Lord fought there to stop the rot, but inhaled deadly toxins during the battle. Regular antidotes failed, the soldier admitted. We heard a pharmacist here had a unique brew. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 realized the truth. He alone could craft the special cream required for survival. He sat down calmly. So, you want me to save him? Richard's arrogance remained. Impress him, and you'll get a real shop. Richard sneered. A favor you can't repay. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 feigned interest, fueling the noble's ego. Go on. Start brewing for us immediately. I refuse, 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 stated bluntly. The words hit like thunder. Richard was shocked. What did you say? Richard hissed. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 repeated. I refuse your pathetic, arrogant offer. Richard lost all composure. You arrogant bastard. This isn't a choice. It's a mercy. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 tossed the bag back. You have the wrong man. I am no servant. He needed system points, not a master. Try being polite when you're begging for help. A healer? Don't make me laugh. Richard mocked, as a villager burst in, screaming. Teacher 𝓗, help! It was 𝓗𝓮, carrying his sister. Her mangled hand was bleeding. Bone was exposed, blood pouring. 𝓗𝓪𝓵's gaze turned sharp. This was a critical emergency. The nerves were shredded. We must clean the wound, he commanded, ignoring the noble. Richard's mocking laughter filled the room. A pharmacist can't fix that. Only a healer can. Richard revealed his hidden class, a light magic user. He looked down with absolute disdain. Beg for my forgiveness, Richard demanded, and accept the deal. Only then I'll help. He was using a child's life as a chip. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 looked with icy contempt. There's no need, 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 said, turning back. I'll heal her myself. Watch closely. The nerves and bone were exposed. The finger was nearly severed by a sharp sickle. We must wash the wound first. It's filled with filth from that rusty tool. 𝓗𝓮 cried out. Can you save her? But Richard's arrogant laughter broke the silence. It's too late, Richard sneered, finally revealing his presence to the terrified, grieving brother. A mere pharmacist is useless. Only high-tier magic can reconnect severed nerves and bones. Behold, light magic is the only cure, Richard bragged. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 realized he's a healer. Please, save her finger, 𝓗𝓮 begged. But Richard only looked with cold, heartless eyes. Why help a low-life peasant? You can't even afford my time or divine grace. However, if you bow and apologize, Richard told 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮, I might show mercy. Richard was using tragedy as leverage. A true noble would never act so despicably. 𝓗𝓪𝓵𝓮 turned away, his voice cold. Keep your magic. I'll save her myself. Richard ground his teeth in fury. How do you plan to fix this? 𝓗𝓪𝓮 calmly prepped his tools. A simple stitch will do. Action followed instantly. He sanitized the wound and halted the bleeding. Luckily, his custom-made saline solution was ready for use. Richard burst into mocking laughter. Sew it? You think humans are dolls? The main character just ignored the arrogant noise. Move aside. Don't break my focus. Richard sneered. I bet my lucky necklace that this low-level fraud fails. 𝓗𝓪𝓮 didn't flinch. Fine. When I win, I take the necklace, and you provide free aid to the city for 3 days. How about it, young Master Richard? Struggling to breathe, Richard spat back. Fine. Do it, you pathetic quack. But if you fail, you'll crawl back to making potions and never call yourself a healer again. The main character accepted with ease, though his heart raced. Standard thread wouldn't work for a wound this severe. It was time for a broken combo. He activated potion mastery and thread crafting simultaneously to create a miracle. He was weaving specialized surgical thread from pure mana. Then, he activated Eye of Perception to begin the procedure. Richard fumed with impatience. How dare a mere potion maker waste my time? You'll regret this when I'm through. Guan called out in worry, but Song Huyen was in the zone. His focus reached a terrifying, legendary level. In his past life, he learned the ultimate truth. A healer's survival depends on one thing absolute, unwavering precision. He chained his skills, hemostasis, perception, and suture. He wasn't waiting for a miracle. He was forcing one. Use every drop of knowledge you possess. Song Huyen began the delicate process of replanting the severed finger. It was a nightmare-level surgery. Reconnecting every microscopic nerve would drain his mental energy to 0 in minutes. But for a legendary item, it was worth it. A system alert flashed. Intelligence has increased due to the ring. The Ring of Spirits was working. Suddenly, he froze in place. His stamina was hitting rock bottom. Damn it! He pushed through the soul-crushing exhaustion. Just a bit more. Finally, the severed finger was perfectly secure. Guan stared, eyes welling with tears. It's attached, Song Huyen gasped, nearly blacking out from the immense strain. He couldn't collapse yet. He activated total recovery to force-start the patient's healing process at godlike speed. It was a success. Richard exploded in rage. This is a trick. A finger can't move just from stitches. See for yourself. Song Huyen stepped back. Richard pushed him aside. Get out of my way, you arrogant brat. The girl's eyes fluttered open. Song Huyen spoke gently. Can you hear me? Try to clench your hand for me. She moved her fingers perfectly. Richard gasped, his face pale. This is impossible. It shouldn't be possible. The main character smirked. Remember our bet? Or is the great heir of Yev going to tuck tail and run? You dare mock me! Richard slammed his lucky necklace onto the ground in a fit of pure humiliation. A deal is a deal. Song Huyen picked up the loot. Guan rushed over. Dr. Kang, you're a miracle worker, but will he actually help the people? Song Huyen nodded. His father's strict reputation won't let him break a vow. Spread the word. Tell everyone that the city square now offers free food and healing for everyone. Back at the Bisphon Inn, Julia was frantic. Dr. Kang, have you heard the news? Her voice was heavy. The young master of Yev is running a free clinic in the square. Everyone is heading there right now. She looked worried. If he gives everything away for free, what will happen to your clinic, doctor? Song Huyen just smiled. That's perfect. If people are being treated for free, then my job is done. Julia's eyes sparkled with adoration. What a selfless man. The main character, however, was secretly laughing at Richard's misery. Thinking of Richard's suffering made him giddy. Julia, I found some potatoes today. Please, take them for the kitchen. She beamed. I'll cook you something special. You need to recharge that energy of yours, Dr. Kang. He thanked her but knew he had a bigger problem. His gacha points were drained. 10 spins had cost him dearly. Getting broken skills like before was rare. But then, he saw it. The life crystal, an expansion for his storage. This was the key material for stamina-boosting gear. Finally, something truly useful for his weak F-rank body. Is that a crystal? A voice asked. It was Kim Young-ho. You're staying here too, Mr. Kim? The food here is top tier. Young-ho laughed. You're in luck. I just found this during my latest hunt. Song Huyen gasped. Wait, is that a crystal enhancement stone? Young-ho tossed it over like it was nothing. Take it, I have no use for it. The main character blinked. But this is worth a fortune. So, you're not taking it? Young-ho teased. Of course I am. Then, Young-ho noticed the ring. It's only a temporary fix and quite expensive to move, the man said. Let me point you toward a proper dealer. Song Hui followed the lead to a specialized weapon forge. He stepped inside, his eyes scanning the cold steel. If Kim Jung-ho sent you, You must have the goods, the owner grunted. Song Hui offered his first item. It was a luck-boosting necklace. The owner squinted. The mana crystal on this piece is fractured. Song Hui cursed Richard under his breath. Fine, 3 million gold, the owner offered. Song Hui quickly agreed. Next, he revealed a mysterious ring. The owner gasped. This is rare. Wait, let me verify the history. Song Hui turned to browse. Take your time. I'll look around while you dig through the records. Make yourself at home, the owner replied. Song Hui's eyes darted through the racks. Could anything here truly help? His gaze landed on a crossbow. A long-range option would be perfect for a support class like him. But as he reached out, the air vibrated. A system alert flashed. Critical. Opt in this item at all costs. The command was absolute. Song Hui froze. Get this crossbow. No matter what? This was a first for him. He had received countless system prompts, but never a desperate plea like this. It felt sentient. It was as if something or someone was watching his every move. Sir? A voice suddenly cut through the silence. It was the owner. Song Hui jumped. Sorry, I was just lost in thought. Is this weapon special? Ah, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 crossbow, the owner explained. A relic from the ruins, a true masterpiece of ancient engineering. It pairs with this free pouch. If you place any object inside, he dropped a gold coin in. Aim and fire. The item transforms into a lethal bolt. You can even unleash a 5-shot burst. Song Hui's heart sank. The price must be astronomical. The owner replied, 15 million gold. Song Hui stood paralyzed. 15 million? That's impossible for an F-rank healer. The owner shrugged. I'll give it to you for 14 million today. Song Hui hesitated. What about the soul-bound ring? The owner checked the ledger. Market value is 6.6 million. I'll take it for that. That brought his total to 9.6 million. Still far from enough. Wait. Maybe, he whispered. If you're really watching me, give me 4 million gold right now. The silence was deafening. Nothing changed. Of course, he sighed. The owner chimed in. Look, I need at least a deposit to hold it. If you're short, I can keep it in the back for a while. Song Hui's eyes lit up. Really? Absolutely. With the gear you're bringing in, you'll have the gold in no time. Song Hui smiled. Now I see why Jung-ho recommended this place. Thank you. Now, do you have any combat buffs? He settled on a life-enhancing brooch. The next day, Song Hui arrived at the guild with it pinned. It was time to trade his hidden talents for gold and prestige. The guild hall was a chaotic mess. Read and move, a voice barked. He had tried borrowing from Jung-ho, but the man was penniless. I only have 5,000 gold, Jung-ho had cried. He was even more broke than our protagonist. Do you think we'll ever go home? Jung-ho had asked. Song Hui replied, I think I have a clue. After 3 years of silence, the entity that brought them here finally spoke. This crossbow was the key. If I find anything, I'll let you know. Thanks for the petty cash. Jung-ho snapped. Give it back then. But first, Song Hui needed a job. He waded into the desperate crowd of adventurers seeking glory. He spotted a notice for healers. He reached for it, but a clerk quickly blocked his path. Mr. Kang Song Hui, I'm sorry. Only licensed high-rank healers can take these official requests. You lack the official seal. Even after everything you've done, the rules are strict. We can't sign you. Song Hui just smiled. Don't worry, I was just looking. The clerk sighed in relief. Oh, good. He scanned the board again until he found a desperate plea. Emergency healer needed. Patient is bleeding out. He rushed to the address. Julia was shocked to see him. Dr. Kang? Did you forget something? No, I'm here for the patient. He burst through the door, hearing a voice chanting inside the room. May the Lord bless you. A priest? No way a commoner could afford a high-ranking cleric. Is he a wandering priest? A blonde woman cried out, Father, Lena is fading fast. Please, remove the bandages, the priest ordered. From the shadows, Song Hui activated his god-tier insight. With those bite marks festering and the infection spreading, dread gripped his heart. Please, just stay calm, the priest urged. Just as the holy magic began, a cold voice cut through the air. Wait, the confused priest snapped. Who are you? Kang Song Huin, a healer. Forgive the interruption, but your healing won't work. The room went silent at his declaration. The priest's face twisted in rage. Rude brat. Do you have any idea who I am? 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 sighed, ready to explain. You misunderstand. This isn't about your skill level. A girl interrupted, eyes narrowing. Wait, you say you are a healer? If you're a healer, you should know how dire her condition is. If you're just talking nonsense, then leave right now. He didn't budge. I already told you that method is a waste of time. Losing her patience, she shoved him toward the door. Get out! You're just getting in the way. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 scoffed as he was kicked out. Stubborn fools. Don't blame me later. Inside, the desperation grew. Father, please continue. Don't worry, the priest replied. But 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 knew the truth was grim. Outside, he whispered, it's futile. Inside, the priest felt a cold sweat. Why? He unleashed his strongest holy light magic. It failed. The wound only grew darker and more necrotic. This is impossible. The priest stammered while 𝓕 panicked. Blood wouldn't stop pouring. 𝓕 stared in horror, realizing the mysterious healer's prediction was coming true. The church was powerless. Was no one capable of saving Lena? Even the high-ranking priests? Then, a faint, ragged voice called out from the bed. Lizzie. Lena looked like a ghost of her former self. That man earlier. He knew the treatment would fail from the start. If it's him, maybe he can actually save me. Lizzie bit her lip. But Lena, that guy is incredibly suspicious. Lena grabbed Lizzie's hand with trembling fingers. Please, elixirs aren't working. I can feel my life slipping away every second. Lizzie felt Lena's skin. It was ice cold. She made her choice. Meanwhile, Julia was cleaning the inn when a bang shook the door. Lizzie burst in, frantic. Did you see a man leave the waiting room? Dark hair, black eyes, and quite tall? Julia pointed toward the corner where a calm man sat. You mean, Dr. Kang? He is right over there. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 didn't even look up. How was the treatment? Lizzie's hands shook. You were right. Even Priest Huey failed. I see. He nodded calmly. Lizzie hesitated, her face burning with shame. So, you want me to treat her now? She bowed her head, blushing. I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying there was no hope at all for her. I assumed you were just insulting their skills. I was wrong, and I see that clearly now. I know I am being shameless, but please, save my teammate. I am begging you to help her. Inside, she was dying of embarrassment. How could she ask for his help after treating him like absolute trash? Silence hung in the air until 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 stood up. Stop standing around like an idiot. Take me to the patient. Now. Lizzie froze. He was actually going to help? She scrambled to lead the way as he took charge of the situation. He walked in and immediately tore into the priest. Find the source before you go throwing blind magic at it, old man. Priest Huey, a famous wandering healer, was stunned. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 glared at him. I told you it wouldn't work, didn't I? Huey snapped back. If healing fails, are you implying this is poison? I am a master expert in all toxins. I have studied over 100 poisons. My knowledge of toxins is my pride. This girl is definitely not poisoned. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 looked at the arrogant old man and scoffed. Typical healer ego. Flexing your status now? I never said it was poison. That shut him up. The priest's jaw dropped. Then what is it? 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 ignored him and knelt by the bed. What is your name? He asked softly. The girl's voice was barely a whisper. It is Lena. He began his examination, eyes scanning the wound. Lena, tell me exactly how you got this injury in the first place. A week ago, a rock swallow attacked us on the way to 𝓗 village. It was not a strong monster at all. The wound seemed minor at first, Lizzie added, stepping closer. But strangely enough, I was also attacked that day. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵's eyes narrowed. Did you head straight to the village after that encounter with the monster? No, Lizzie recalled. Goblins chased us. Then we had to outrun predatory crocodiles in the mica swamp. The priest listened in awe. These two women had survived hell. But as soon as we arrived here, Lena collapsed. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 leaned in closer to the patient. Does this wound cause you any pain right now, Lena? Lena paused, searching her feelings. A strange look crossed her face. Pain? Now that you mention it, I feel nothing. The priest's eyes nearly popped out. No pain? Why are you only mentioning this vital detail to us now? I was so dizzy. I didn't even realize it was numb, Lena explained. The priest's face went pale with dread, his brow furrowed in terror as the truth dawned on him. This is no ordinary wound. It is black magic. It was not a holy curse. Kang completely rejected the theory that mana was clashing with divine energy. Priest Hei's remained calm. However, if this were truly a dark curse, healing magic would have killed her. The priest trembled with silent rage. Kang ignored him and pulled out a mysterious, glowing glass vial. This is the answer. Reincarnation skill activated. I am now redistributing the damage and absorbing 𝓕-𝓚's corrupted aura. Hei's watched in absolute shock. The medicine transformed into a dark mist, a phenomenon beyond his divine understanding. Suddenly, the bleeding stopped. Kang smirked while introducing the black mint medicine, a legendary tier alchemical solution. It was a simple trap for a parasite. 𝓕-𝓚 looked confused as Kang began explaining with god-tier knowledge. Look closely at the blood. These are tiny bite marks. You mentioned crossing the mica swamp earlier, right? That swamp is a breeding ground for parasitic monsters. Your open wounds were the perfect entry point, 𝓕-𝓚. Lee was also injured, but her condition is different. Kang questioned them about where exactly they were hit. Lee remembered her hand and cheek were struck. 𝓕-𝓚, however, only had injuries on her lower legs. Only 𝓕-𝓚's wounds were submerged in the swamp water. The pieces of the puzzle finally clicked into place. The infection happened in those murky depths. Dangerous larvae entered 𝓕-𝓚's body the moment her legs touched water. The priest finally understood. There was a foreign organism inside her. Conventional healing could never stop the bleeding. Lee screamed in relief, asking if she was cured. Kang gave a cold, honest answer. This is temporary. These high-level parasites possess a sensory mask skill. They delete the sensation of pain to hide their presence. A single dose of medicine cannot kill them. Kang drew his trusted blade, his eyes flashing with lethal intent. He sliced into the wound. A grotesque, purple monster with rows of jagged teeth emerged from the flesh. 𝓕-𝓚 stared in horror at the wriggling nightmare. Lee gasped while the priest stood frozen by the sight. Kang gripped his knife firmly. It was time to exterminate this nuisance. The battle for survival had begun. This is a blackwater leech, a vicious aquatic predator. Priest Hei's was so terrified he dropped his book. The priest collapsed in fear. Kang tracked the monster's movement, but the leech was moving with unnatural speed. The creature was heading for the drain to escape. I need a better weapon right now, Kang shouted. He lunged toward the monster. Every muscle in his body tightened as he closed the distance with explosive force. With a precise strike, he cut the beast. It sprayed a cloud of toxic gas, but Kang reacted instantly. The struggle intensified. Even an F-rank healer like Kang felt the strain of this high-speed monster hunt. It had been feeding on human blood for a week. The leech was faster and stronger than any normal variant. Its growth rate was insane. Seeing the danger, Lee sprinted after the creature to block its only escape. She climbed onto a cabinet and shouted with all her might. I will never let you escape alive. She toppled the heavy cabinet to crush it. This thing almost killed 𝓕-𝓚. There is no way I miss. The resilient monster crawled out, staring back at her. Suddenly, Kang delivered a devastating kick from behind. The leech writhed in agony, smashing nearby furniture. Kang raised his blade, his heart filled with iron determination. He stabbed directly into its maw. The beast's power came from stolen blood, which was now its downfall. As the blood drained, the leech began to shrivel. It was shrinking, yet its tail still lashed out violently. The monster let out a deafening screech. It was a final, desperate act of a cornered, dying predator. It smashed through the window glass using its powerful tail. Kang winced, thinking of Julia's hard cleaning work. I am sorry, Julia. If that thing reaches the town canal, we will lose its trail forever. Kang crushed another glass vial. Reincarnation skill. Misty diffusion and absorption enhancement are now active. The essence of the black mint surged. A dark, medicinal aura swirled around the fleeing water leech. He lunged again, severing the monster's tail. A system alert flashed. The target is now suffering severe bleeding. It is almost over. One more critical hit will finish this. Kang prepared for the final, lethal blow. Disaster struck. His blade snapped in two. Now, he was left standing with nothing but a broken shard. Priest Hei's stepped in just in time. He cast light bindings, summoning divine chains to restrain the beast. The priest struggled to hold the chains. I cannot maintain this spell for long. Strike it now. Kang looked back and smiled. Your timing is perfect. However, I currently lack a weapon to finish it. His broken blade was useless. Suddenly, Lee tossed him a masterwork dagger. Finish him, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻. The beast roared, swelling with brute force until the chains snapped like glass. It's loose, Huey shrieked. With a thunderous roar, he charged. 100 flashes later, the monster was mincemeat. Is it dead? The priest stammered. He stood calm. Absolutely. Father Huey, do you want these remains? Ugh. Keep that filthy filth away from me. Lena gazed in awe at his dexterity. Lee was terrified by his inhuman speed. He's moving like a high-speed sewing machine. As he wiped his hands, he explained, magic threads boost your immunity. The pain will vanish in mere moments. Tears welled in Lena's eyes. I really thought I was going to die. Thank you, healer. He smiled humbly. Just doing my duty. Now, Father Huey, go tell the guild you failed this mission. The priest glared, confused. Excuse me? I need that failure report to claim the bounty myself. At the guild, Huey bowed his head. The mission was a total failure. The clerk's eyes nearly popped out. A high priest failing? Impossible. Huey trembled, unable to meet her gaze. The guild fell into a shocked silence. The girl couldn't believe it. Father Huey is a top-tier priest from the Holy Order. Why would he fail such a task? Suddenly, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 stepped forward. She realized that it was him, the mysterious man who broke the status quo. Lee approached the counter with a smirk. Regarding the failed request, can we cancel it and get a refund? The clerk sighed, processing the paperwork. Under these circumstances, it's allowed. Per guild rules, you'll receive half your fee back. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 watched from the shadows. I can't take missions as a standard healer, but I can hijack cancelled ones. People always whispered behind his back. Don't you have any pride? Why steal other people's missions? They mocked his unorthodox methods. You can't even cast a basic heal spell. He just laughed it off. You lot are the ones who failed to heal properly. That's why I had to do it my way. I am the healer this world needs. Lee handed him a heavy pouch. It's not much, but please take this. It includes the refund from the guild. He weighed the coins. Thank you. I need this. Oh, and your dagger? Lee shook her head gently. Keep it. Your old weapon is trash now. This blade is forged from lunar silver. It fits your hand perfectly, doesn't it? It was a gift from my village for becoming an adventurer. Are you sure? This seems precious. She hesitated for a moment. I wanted to apologize for earlier. Nothing is more valuable than a comrade's life. He nodded, his smile widening. Understood. Then you get 10% off next time. Just try not to get hurt so soon. Lee burst into laughter. He opened the pouch to count his haul. 700,000 gold. But he was still far from his goal. I need 2 million gold for that crossbow, plus extra for supplies and emergencies. Time to test my luck again. He triggered the gacha system 5 spins. The wheel spun wildly, lights flashing. 100 points consumed. Results coming in. Junk. All of it. 4 times in a row, he got a single gold coin. His face darkened with every spin. I need millions, and I get pocket change? But on the very last spin, the light changed. A new skill was awakening. Atmospheric alchemy. A skill that allows the creation of divine elixirs. He smirked. This was a game changer. Air element, huh? Must be a wind potion. Not bad at all. Now, I just need a place to work. He found a small, dusty shack. As he entered, a voice called out, Dr. Kang, is that you? It was 𝓕-𝓡𝓪, the eccentric alchemist. If you need something, just take it. Wait, I'm here to sell, not buy. She immediately tossed her work aside. Then what are you waiting for? Show me. What a weird shop, he thought. I found this at the swamp. She examined the specimen with wide eyes. A black water leech? In the Mika swamps? He confirmed he found it there. She touched the cold skin, checking the damage. It's sliced in half and badly scarred. This won't fetch a high price. But then, she saw the creature's teeth. Her eyes sparkled with sudden greed. While he poked at a carnivorous plant, he asked, So, 30,000 gold? How about 3 million? She countered. He froze in shock. You said it was worthless. Do you love these things? Of course not, she snapped. Look at the tooth color, it's not black. This is a mutant black water leech, a rare deviation from its kind. Mutants are far stronger than normal monsters. They possess unique, supernatural powers. So it's like a hidden boss? He asked. She shook her head. It's different. Even damaged, their bodies are legendary materials. Rare variants are almost never studied. That's why collectors pay a fortune for them. He smiled, realizing his luck had turned. The alchemist stared at him, entranced. These items are crafted with peak research, which is why they cost a fortune. No wonder the alchemist is obsessed. She watches him with intense curiosity. So, what's your answer? For a money-hungry F-rank like him, the choice was obvious. The deal was sealed. A handshake worth 3 million gold. Transaction complete. She smirked, saying, "And that's why you're my favorite." "The feeling is mutual," he replied. Carrying a massive bag of gold, Kang marched straight into the weapon shop. He slammed the gold down. 14 million gold. Count it. The owner stood frozen, but Kang just gave a smirk. "I'm here for that crossbow. It's still available, right?" The owner nodded and pulled out the weapon for him. He gripped the legendary bow. "Now, you belong to me." Striking a cool pose, he whispered, "Are you watching? Come out from the shadows." The owner watched in confusion, wondering if this kid had finally lost his mind. At the Autumn Rhythm Inn, he looked around. Just having this weapon wasn't enough to satisfy his hunger for power. He stored the divine bow in his inventory. As he waited for the confirmation, the system screen suddenly glitched out. "What is this? A system error?" he gasped. "What the hell is happening? Why is the interface breaking down?" Glitched text flickered. It was a message for completing a hidden quest. "You have acquired the legacy and attained." He gained a new status, but the rest was unreadable. Suddenly, a voice spoke. "Apologies. The system is currently malfunctioning." Kang grit his teeth. "Stop joking. I got the bow you wanted. Now stop stalking me and face me. Come out and talk." Suddenly, a black star icon appeared. "This must be the mark of the one watching." The system flashed. "Understood. I shall answer 5 questions." Kang's mind raced back to his first day in this world. When they were first summoned to the Ale continent, people either struggled to survive or perished in the dark dungeons. Cooperation was a myth. They just argued endlessly about staying in this hell or finding a way back home. Kang stood alone. "Whatever we do, we need capital. Let's find high-paying jobs that match our unique skills." After splitting up to survive, those desperate to return to Earth spent years searching for an exit strategy. 3 years passed. Now, Kang realized these 5 questions were his golden ticket back to his own world. The messages were getting shorter. The system had limits. He needed to be surgical with his line of questioning. Question 1. Are you the entity that summoned us to this continent? The system displayed a giant circle. Yes. 4 questions left. Then who exactly are you? And what is your ultimate goal for us? Another circle appeared. Kang realized it could only answer yes or no. He had to change his approach immediately. Is there a way for me to return to Earth? The answer was predictable. On to the 3rd question. Has anyone ever returned successfully? A massive X appeared. Not even one? Not even the great Kim Ji-hung? He had to trap it. I bet you didn't summon us without a reason. You have a hidden agenda. And you haven't reached your goal yet. What do you want from us humans? He prepared 2 options. Which is it? 1. Collecting points and rare items? Or 2. Using skills to gain ultimate power? He used the status window to force a choice. He was manipulating the system's own binary logic. Answer O for option 1, or X for option 2. The system replied with an O. Now, the final question. Do you want points or items? O for points. The system chose O again. Kang's mind began to race. I get it now. We're just slaves meant to farm points for you. The realization was sickening but enlightening. If I'm the only one who knows the truth, then I'm the closest to reaching your goal, right? I don't care about your plans. I just need your name. Then, I'll find my own path back to Earth. Are you a deity of this world? My questions are gone, but I dare you to answer that. If you want my cooperation, show some honesty. Suddenly, the system began draining his hard-earned points. 52 points. 32. 12. 5. Kang stood paralyzed as his entire fortune vanished in seconds. What the hell are you doing? Give them back. Balance, 0. He had been completely wiped out. Kang clutched his head in rage. I'll kill you. God or not, you're dead. Suddenly, a new quest appeared. Earn 5,000 points? The reward was a hidden skill. He'd never seen a system quest like this. Did it steal his points just to generate a task? Does this thing need points to manage itself? Take your time, the system mocked. Kang realized future contact with this entity would be nearly impossible. Fine. I'll play along for now. But you'd better give me a reward worth the struggle. He wanted to scream slaver or demon. But for now, this entity held the keys to his power. Status window open. I'll call you admin now. Song-hyun enjoys a peaceful morning relaxing in a small cafe. He grumbles about a smelly sandwich, but his eyes glow over yesterday's spoils. A legendary skill has awakened. The crossbow of 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 is now his. It can transform into a frost gauntlet bound eternally to his soul. A unique weapon for a broken healer. Combined with his hidden stats, he's invincible. He activates the roulette. 50 points per spin. 5 free tickets are ready for use. Time to test his god-tier luck. The wheel spins with violent intensity. Song-hyun watches with a calm smirk. Attack damage +1. Damage increases again. Attack speed is boosted. The Fate Bag skill is officially acquired. Soul points are skyrocketing. A unique weapon with 0 gold cost. It's a pure engine of dominance. It even grants bonus stats for every soul. I hope my luck stays this broken. This healer is truly built different. Kim Dong-ho trudges in, looking half dead. Seeing him, Song-hyun wears a predator's grin. You're finally here. The poor guy regains some spirit. Dr. Kang, I'm ready for duty. Song-hyun prepares to reveal the truth. We need to talk, Dong-ho. Suddenly, a scream of pure terror erupts. What? Are you serious right now? We were kidnapped just for points? Dong-ho is in total disbelief. The truth hits him like a truck. Are we just disposable slaves to them? But then, fear turns into overwhelming joy. I might actually go home. I thought I'd die in this hellhole. He starts crying like a lost child. Song-hyun cuts the drama short. Stop crying and listen carefully. His voice is cold and focused. I need to farm points like a demon. Dong-ho looks at him, totally confused. Is farming points that hard for you, doctor? Song-hyun explains the catch. I only get points by healing others. Self-inflicted wounds or fake injuries won't count. He needs real combat. If I heal allies on the front lines, the points will pour in like a flood. He makes his move. He extends a hand like a devil's contract. Dong-ho, become my official support partner. The plan is perfect. He needs a teammate who knows the system. Someone he can actually trust. And Dong-ho is the only choice. The man stares at the legendary healer. A support? If you're asking, I'm in. He accepts without hesitation. Suddenly, Dong-ho pulls out a sharp blade. I'll sacrifice my body for your points. He is dead serious. He stabs his own hand. Heal me, Dr. Kang. Get those points fast. Song-hyun just sighs at the idiocy. Self-harm doesn't trigger the reward, you moron. Dong-ho collapses in absolute despair. My blood was for nothing? After the healing, the truth sinks in. So we just hunt monsters normally? Exactly. But we'll be efficient. Work hard if you want to stay alive. They arrive at the Adventurers Guild. The receptionist freezes in fear. Oh no. Not the contract destroyer again. She watches his eager face with horror. He's going to ruin everything. She tries to hide the best missions. Dong-ho notices her terrified expression. What did you do to her? Nothing special, Song-hyun replies calmly. He scans the board for the best prey. Mount Blot looks promising. Dong-ho explains the monster surge there. Suddenly, the receptionist appears behind them. It's a mutation period. We're posting emergency extermination raids daily. There's a base camp already set up. Are you interested? Song-hyun's eyes gleam with pure greed. A camp full of injured, high-ranking hunters? That's a point gold mine. This is the perfect farming ground. We'll take the Mount Blot contract. The girl is relieved to see them go. Good luck to you both. They arrive at the jagged peaks. Welcome. I am 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴, your guide. Rewards depend on your total kills. The West is safe, but the rest is hell. The domination begins now. A healer with maxed out hidden stats entering a battlefield full of prey. The SSS rank hunters won't know what hit them. Song-hyun prepares his 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 crossbow. Let's see how many points these monsters are worth. The air turns cold. Dong-ho follows, trembling with excitement. This isn't just a hunt anymore. It's a massacre in the making. Every injury on this mountain is just another step toward godhood. The invincible healer has arrived. Stay behind me and don't die. 𝓮-𝓮 steps into the danger zone. His aura begins to flare. Monsters howl in the distance. But they aren't the predators here. They are just fuel for his growth. The guild's contract destroyer is ready. To shock the world and break the balance. Admin, watch me work. The first wave of beasts emerges. 𝓮-𝓮 doesn't even flinch. Time to start the harvest. The legend of the invincible healer starts on the slopes of Mount Blot. No one is prepared for this. Secrets lurk in every shadow. Stay alert. Kim Dong-ho and Kang Song-hyun are fully geared. The hunt is about to begin. Kim Dong-ho, are you ready? His spirit burns with anticipation. Of course. It is finally time to harvest the gold. Earth and stone explode. A pack of iron-clawed moles emerges. He triggers his legendary skill, 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴's Bag of Destiny. They strike! Leaving the camp, his hidden crossbow arsenal activates instantly. Initiating stone arrow formation. Fire! A bolt pierces the beast. Thanks to this broken skill, manual reloading is obsolete. Rapid-fire destruction begins. The damage is devastating. Driven to madness, the moles bare their lethal fangs. Kim Dong-ho screams a desperate warning. He bellows to protect the doctor. Just as the razor-sharp claws descend, Kim intervenes to intercept the killing blow. Kim takes the hit. Kang shouts his name in terror. Despite the agony, Kim stands firm. Do not worry about me. Keep fighting. Linking with 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴's bag, he crafts minor health arrows. He fires a barrage, directly into Kim's back. Arrows rain on Kim. Did you just shoot me? He gasps. 𝓮-𝓮 simply smirks. They are healing arrows, actually. I just needed to confirm they are harmless to allies. Kim sighs in defeat. You cannot treat me like a lab rat. The battle rages on. Kang fires endless arrows, while Kim wields his blade with lethal, godlike precision against the swarm. Kim's blade leaves mountains of corpses in its wake. Vilo is utterly stunned. How can only 2 people achieve this? Such a massive haul. And they are all steel-claw moles. 𝓮-𝓮 remains calm. To them, these monsters are nothing. Iron or steel, Kim hunts them all. Velo stammers in sheer terror. I will calculate the results immediately. Please wait a moment. The camp erupts in whispers. Look at that speed. Who are these mysterious, powerful hunters? Who could they be? One thing is certain. They are no ordinary adventurers. Their presence is completely overwhelming. Talented, yes. But look at those bandages. They must be too poor to even afford a real healer's services. No healer? Kim's rage flares. These blind fools. How dare they utter such nonsense without knowing the doctor's greatness? They have no idea how incredible 𝓮-𝓮 is. Kang speaks up, calming Kim's rising anger with a single, cool word. I am glad you are calm, but aren't you angry? Those fools need to see your broken skills to truly understand. Kang smiles nonchalantly. Do not waste energy on them. Besides, the patients I was waiting for are quite late. Who is coming? Kim wonders. Suddenly, a desperate cry echoes through the camp. A man is suffering from a fatal injury. I need a healer. Where is a healer? 𝓮-𝓮 turns to Kim with a knowing grin. See? My patients are here. Screams of agony echo everywhere. Healer. We need a healer. Can we receive divine treatment here right now? Kim observes the rising chaos. Despite the night, the number of casualties grows. Dr. Kang. Look at them all. You could earn a fortune here, doctor. 𝓮-𝓮 remains unmoved. I am fine, but these patients are in deep trouble. A man screams in absolute agony. Kang finally makes his move. I have chosen my patients. Let the treatment begin. Do you mind if I examine him? A man glares back suspiciously. Who the hell are you people? Get lost. He recognizes them instantly, the same fools who mocked them earlier. It seems they are too broke to afford a healer. He stubbornly refuses help. Thanks, but I am not incompetent. I do not need assistance from outsiders like you. Ignoring the man, he approaches the victim. This is exactly why his condition has worsened so drastically and rapidly. Their treatment was pathetic. The injuries are concentrated around the arm and shoulder. The damage is deep and brutal. Activating skill. Observation eye. I see paralysis from a deep infection. These are lethal bite marks from a wild beast. An old wound had closed, but the infection remains. Kim asks in confusion, Doctor, Did you find the hidden cause? 𝓮-𝓮𝓪 checks the pulse. Beast bites. His entire arm is paralyzed due to severe, rapid stiffening of the joints. Paralysis, you say? 𝓮-𝓮𝓪 thinks deeply. This is it. He was definitely bitten by the legendary Boruto hounds. Don't be ridiculous, the man protests. Paralysis toxin from those hounds does not cause this much extreme pain. Boruto venom is truly unique, Kang says coolly. Under specific conditions, its effects become a living, agonizing nightmare. He slices the wound open with a small knife. Everyone gasps in horror as they see the flesh already rotting away. This is necrotic toxin. 𝓮-𝓮𝓪 stands up slowly. What should we do? I will show you exactly what is necessary. He levels his crossbow directly at the patient. Everyone is shocked. Stop him. He has gone completely insane. You came here to cause trouble, didn't you? Kang orders coldly. Kim Dong-ho, please remove these irrelevant pests. Kim obeys instantly. Did you hear the doctor? Do not distract him while he works. Now, get lost, losers. To rapidly eliminate the toxin from every part of his body at once. This is the only broken method possible. The ultimate technique. Crafting specialized potions perfectly synced to a hunter's traits using 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴's legendary skill. Wind arrow potions engage. 5 lethal shots burst forth in sequence, sending the terrified spectators into a panic. I can't watch. You've lost your mind, they screamed. How could you just murder him like that? Murder? How ridiculous. Don't call a living man a corpse. Look, the victim's color is finally returning. The crowd gasps in shock. He was shot, yet he's stable? Even the lethal toxins are being neutralized. Boruto hounds are weak to wind, I explained. Even the venom they carry is vulnerable to atmospheric shifts. Stabilize the air, and the poison vanishes naturally. It's simple science applied to this broken world. Suddenly, the truth emerges. The patient worsened because that fraud healer sealed the toxic wound shut. The fake stuttered, speechless. I smirked. Exactly. If that pathetic excuse for a healer had any brains, he wouldn't have botched such a simple fix. But I'll ensure this tragedy never happens again. My gaze turned cold and deadly. The onlookers agreed my logic was as sharp as my arrows. He's right. Leaving him alone was better than that hack's treatment. The fraud turned and fled. Good riddance. I savored the victory while finished bandaging the survivor's arm with surgical precision. Your arm is fully restored now. But rest until your mana circuits have completely stabilized. Understood? He thanked me, eyes brimming with tears. But then, a chilling realization hit me like a truck. Why is he here alone? Where is the rest of his squad? I missed a vital detail. No sane hunter prowls these woods alone at night. Hey, where is the rest of your party? We were ambushed. He trembled, voice breaking. The formation shattered, and we were all separated. Am I the only survivor? I shouldn't have run. Those Boruto hounds. They just kept coming. Something feels wrong. Boruto hounds are scavengers. They never hunt in massive, organized packs like this. I sensed a dark anomaly. This sudden surge of monsters isn't natural, it's a calculated slaughter. A rare elite monster must be pulling the strings. It's the only logical explanation for this chaos. They're trapped inside a hidden dungeon. Hold the lantern, I ordered, stepping into the dark unknown. What if they're all dead? He whispered. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the trees. Damn it, these hellhounds. I recognized the shift. Kim Jong-ho, the light, stay close to me. The hounds charged. I instantly forged wind potions, launching a devastating volley to clear the path. Are you okay? I asked. He was shaking, pointing into the distance. Dr. Kang. The bodies. We've entered their territory. Are they all dead? He asked, his face pale with pure horror. I analyzed the remains. Humans and beasts alike, rotting for days. These aren't recent kills. Wait. Boruto hounds crave fresh meat. They don't have the instinct to hoard carcasses like this. My expression darkened. There is only one thing that likes rotting flesh, the undead. Puppets moved by dark magic. The very things we priests loathe most. I drew my crossbow. This is going to be a nuisance. Jung-ho looked terrified. Can the two of us win? The hounds let out a deathly howl and charged. Think again. Jung-ho blocked the first wave. Get down, Kim Jong-ho, I shouted, triggering 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴's bag to forge more wind-infused bolts. He ducked just in time as I leveled my weapon. Damn it, doctor. Warn me next time. Relax, it's just a vaccine shot, I yelled. The battle raged on, seemingly without an end. Suddenly, the pack froze. The wind potion. It worked. Jung-ho cheered, but the danger wasn't over. One hound stood apart, watching us with eerie intelligence. It hadn't joined the fight at all. It's waiting for the others to fall. I'll finish this last one. Jung-ho lunged forward. The hound let out a spectral roar and transformed. A necromancer, a dog that commands the dead. Kill the necromancer, and the spell breaks. I fired, but the corpses blocked my path. They're shielding their master. Jung-ho, can you actually take that thing down? I asked. He stepped forward, eyes flashing with newfound resolve. Just leave these pests to me, I smirked. I forgot. He might look like a weak mage, but Kim Jung-ho's true role is, the tank unleashes mass provocation. Under this skill's influence, the monster's speed reaches terrifying levels. A single mistake spells instant death. Dr. Kang, I trust you. Song-hui nods, prepared to gamble. Kim Dong-ho steps back. Now, hunting a high ghoul is simple. The source of a rare monster's power always mimics a holy relic. If things get troublesome, just find that core and shatter it to pieces. He charges. Using clairvoyance, he spots it. The relic is hidden in its jaw. This is the moment. Activating Priya's bag to craft gale arrows. Suddenly, a shadow lunges from the grass. Song-hui realizes. An ambush. Sharp teeth sink into his arm. Foolish human. How dare you touch the sacred relic? He stares into the beast's maw. I'll devour you whole. Song-hui focuses, summoning Priya's crossbow instantly. He dismisses the weapon, exhaling. Lucky break. He resummons the crossbow. My other hand? Crush it then. Unpredictable. He fires point blank into its jaw. Die, you filthy mutt. It's over. I won't fail again. Song-hui casts hemorrhage control on his stump. Where's my hand? The survivor he just rescued approaches. Here, take this. He hands back the severed wrist. Thanks for finding it. The man bows gratefully. Let me heal that. Song-hui asks, Are you a healer? The man replies, Yes. I'm 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴. I'll handle it myself. He gestures nearby. Help that person instead. A desperate cry echoes. Help! Please. They need you more than I do. 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴 gasps. Another survivor? Song-hui starts searching the ruins. Where's Kim Dong-ho? Dr. Kang. Pull me out. One survivor is pinned. Song-hui spots more victims. Dong-ho stands, dusting himself off. Thought I was a pancake. Glad we're alive. He looks at the wrist. Your hand is gone, yet you're this calm? Just lucky. Let's return to camp. We need medical aid. His body aches. Right, let's move. But what about this mess? Song-hui replies, Leave it to the church. Back at base, Kang Song-hui begins surgery. First, he aligns the severed wrist perfectly against the wound. He uses his teeth to pull the sutures tight. The stitches are loose, but they hold. Next hand, he finishes the job. Dong-ho stares in disbelief. You actually did it yourself. Why not ask 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴? I hate relying on other healers. Suddenly, a voice shouts, Kang Song-hui! The priests have arrived. I'm coming. He heads out. Dong-ho yawns. Wake me later. Let the holy men handle the cleanup. A figure waits outside. I am 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴 Solo of the Hin Village Ive Church. Song-hui senses power. The man radiates holiness. Honored to meet you. I am healer Kang Song-hui. But as he speaks, whispers erupt. That's Kang Song-hui? Why him? He's terrifying. 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴 silences them with a thunderous shout. Silence. Forgive them. We've heard much about you. This is the healer who supposedly tricked the high priest. Song-hui grins. Ah, how is old Huey? He cuts to the chase. Where did those undead appear? Follow me. Song-hui leads them to the site. Minutes later, the grim scene comes into view. Corpses litter the ground. God save us. A massacre. 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴 is horrified that this happened on Mount V. Team 1. Purify the dark mana. Team 2. Search the perimeter. Team 3. Transport the remains. Team 4. Incinerate the infected. Yes, sir. Holy flames erupt, consuming the darkness in a brilliant blaze. Incredible. I've never seen ghouls burned like this. Song-hui explains. If we don't, they'll rise again. 𝓗-𝓮𝓪𝓷𝓴 suddenly turns. Mr. Kang, Can you examine these rare undead specimens for us? 𝓮𝓮 agrees. He inspects the bodies. This is bad, he thinks. The dark mana saturation is off the charts. Will you leave this to the church? 𝓮𝓮 is puzzled. 𝓗𝓮𝓪 explains, we need this for investigation. We must find the mutation's source. Of course, I won't take it for free. Take this instead. He offers a vial. Behold, the dawn holy water. 𝓗𝓮𝓪 gasps. What? The legendary holy water? 𝓮𝓮 looks confused. Is it that valuable? 𝓗𝓮𝓪 explains. It's brewed for a year with prayer. It requires immense faith and labor. Even bottled, its divine power is overwhelming and pure. One drop can purify thousands of undead. Give us the corpse, and we'll pay you with this treasure. Money can't buy this, 𝓮𝓮 smirks. He thought he took a loss by destroying the relic. But this is a jackpot. Take it. It's yours. 𝓗𝓮𝓪 bows deeply. Please, accept our humble payment. On behalf of the 𝓗 village church, thank you for your tireless efforts in finding the survivors. He decimated the monsters alone in a solitary, epic battle. Just doing my duty, he smirks. Onlookers hiss in fury. The greedy healer even charges to mend the undead. He remains unfazed. I'm just a healer who can't stomach those wretched zombies. Suddenly, a voice shouts, Wake up! He groans, forcing himself up. 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 yells that a manager from the Adventurer Association has arrived. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓵𝓮𝓻 laughs. Adventurer Kang Song-hui, I've heard you slayed those rare undead. I'm proud. MC remains gloomy. Thanks for visiting. Rain insists on coming, but his gaze hides chilling greed. It's pathetic. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵 is just a mediocre, arrogant, noble, flaunting wealth and status. A rich snob like him could never like me. He's definitely hiding a sinister, dark plot. He snaps his fingers. I appreciate you protecting 𝓗 village. Here is a small, rare gift. 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴's eyes widen. It's Golden Vitality Mushroom Essence, a legendary, high-tier stamina booster. This rare essence is the ultimate material for crafting the world's most powerful recovery potions. It's a legendary item that maximizes your stamina limit. 𝓮𝓮 immediately grabbed the bottle and chugged it all. Stamina increased by 3%. Rain beamed with a fake, joyless face. MC smashes the glass. You didn't come just for this. Stop wasting my time, Rain. You want the holy water of dawn, right? Rain wears a truly terrifying, sinister grin. I love your sharp intuition. That water is priceless, so let's make a forbidden trade. Dimensional Traveler, Kang Song-hui. Rain is confident. I know you're from another world. MC is stunned. How much does this man actually know about the secret dimensional travelers? Rain continues. Travelers have unique powers, yet you're treated like trash due to your origins. Despite your skills, you'll never gain status. You're just an uncertified, low-rank healer. What are you getting at? 𝓮𝓮 asks. Rain smirks, ready to reveal his ultimate deal. Hand over the holy water, and I'll grant you an official healer's crest and protection. But the law forbids me from becoming official, MC counters. Rain laughs at the rules. Laws don't apply to the House of 𝓗𝓻𝓪. You'll be honored as a noble-backed healer. You might even become a royal healer. Your life is about to bloom from despair. From adversity to glory. MC acts surprised. Me? A royal healer for the kingdom? Rain sipped his tea calmly. That is the fair price for the holy water of dawn. With that water, I can finally leave this rural village for a much grander, wealthy life. Turning an eccentric freak like him into a healer is child's play for my family. But MC's next words turned him to stone. I refuse your pathetic, greedy offer. Rain stammered. What? Refuse, 𝓮𝓮 sighed. I don't need to bribe anyone for recognition. I'm already more than qualified as a healer. Rain cursed inwardly at his immense arrogance. He tried again. Think of the donations. Being backed by the 𝓗𝓻𝓪 family is rare. MC remains unfazed. From what I hear, you have zero authority within your own family. Your promises are hollow. I refuse. Rain exploded. How dare you insult my noble name? 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴 panics while 𝓮𝓮 is stunned. Were those greedy nobles really that generous to us? They gave me this bloodstone as a reward. It's a high-tier item that boosts power. 𝓮𝓮 checks it. A bloodstone? It's a top-tier item that drastically increases attack strength. He's actually giving away decent loot. MC reminded him, I didn't clear those zombies alone. You'll reward my teammate too, right? Suddenly, A loud emergency siren wails through the camp. Monsters are invading from the south, north, and west. All adventurers, man the battle stations. They're coming. We must defend the village. Move out. Young-ho gripped his weapon tightly. The counterattack began. Song-hui crafted briar bags while Jung-ho activated his bloodlust skill. Compared to yesterday's hell, this is easy. Suddenly, a massive boss monster emerged ahead. Focus fire. Kill the last one. Jung-ho looks worried. Wait, I don't think this stone. Think regular arrows will work? I specifically crafted these mole claw tips for this. The armor is breached. Target that opening and strike with everything you've got. Now, Song-hui. He leaps high, delivering a devastating blow that floors the boss. Victory is ours. The village is safe, and our rookie adventurers have done it. We actually took down a rare undead. Dong-ho's ego is officially through the roof. We're legendary heroes now. But wait, why is the doctor still grinding for points? Only 3 points? Don't waste them on the gacha, the house always wins. I'm feeling lucky today. 100,000 gold says I hit the jackpot. You're going to pull literal trash. And, yep, exactly as predicted, it's total garbage. Velo rushes in, gasping for air. Wait, Master Song-hui, something huge has happened. You stopped a total catastrophe. The entire camp is safe because of your incredible bravery. The priests are delayed. Before you leave, take this special reward for your services. Honey wine? Now that's a legendary way to celebrate a successful hunt. Cheers to our first big win. Best drink I've had since this journey started. This is top shelf stuff. I never expected the camp to be this generous to us. Most workers here are locals from Hin. They're tight-knit, but surprisingly welcoming to outsiders. Wait, is that the fake doctor? A familiar face from the past suddenly appears. Russ? Is that really you? Small world for a couple of wandering adventurers. Just a patient I patched up recently. He looks much better than last time. I finally found you, doctor. Here is the treatment fee I couldn't pay before. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your sword back. I kept it polished and ready. He's hugging that sword like a lost child. Is this guy mentally stable? I'm a healer, not a psychiatrist. Anyway, Roos has some game-changing information for us. You've been stuck in this camp all this time? I'm just resting after my contract. If you're looking for work, check this out. An invitation to a high-stakes raid. A dungeon portal appeared near Hin. The raid starts in exactly 3 days. My cousin invited me, but I'm drowning in debt. I can't join them. Pro tip: never borrow from the guild. It's a faster way to die than a dungeon. Dungeon rewards, you say? That sounds like the perfect way to get rich quick. I'm in, let's do it. Roos looks like his prayers were finally answered. If these two are coming, we might actually survive. They're monsters in disguise. 3 days later, it's showtime. Is our invincible healer ready for the challenge? My wrist is still stiff, but that prize money is calling. Let's move out. Wait, what did you just pull? A legendary skill that recovers used arrows? Freya's recall arrow, the ultimate support skill. Unlimited ammo for the broken healer. I got a blessing from some weird guy. Is he a fanatic of 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 or what? My luck stat is basically broken now. Everything is finally going my way. Snap out of it. We've arrived. Welcome to the scorching Doha sand dunes. A fierce swordswoman steps forward. I am Tina. Roos told me all about you. I'm Song-hui, the healer, and this is Dong-ho. Why is she staring at us? A healer with 0 holy power? Is this some kind of sick joke? And look at that tank's outfit. Who wears a bathrobe to a dungeon raid? Hey, this cloak is high fashion and functional. Stop judging my legendary drip. Everyone, settle down. They're here to help, so let's show some professional courtesy. That's the leader, Ian. He's got the sharp eyes of a true S-rank master. 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 snaps, asserting his lead. Everyone's here? The portal glows. Destination: ancient dungeon. Stepping inside, light fades. Sui ignites a magic flame to pierce the gloom. Song-hui studies the ruins. Decay everywhere. Is this natural weathering or erosion? Deep underground. Weathering is impossible. No moisture either. Dark magic reeks here. Dong-ho mocks 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻. A warrior healer? You mean a glorified physical therapist? I am a priest, 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 roars. Yet his holy energy feels strangely hollow. Suddenly, Song-hui's senses tingle. Something massive is crawling in the shadows. Giant dung beetles. Sui screams in horror as the vile swarm descends. They're endless, Ai shouts. We need a path out of this living nightmare. Songhui turns to Sui. Can you command the howling gale force winds? She nods, sprinting. He releases water dust, infusing the air with peppermint toxin. The gale carries the poison, annihilating the swarm. Impossible. How did he do it? Military secret, Songhui smirks. Sui pouts, desperate to uncover his hidden magic. 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 watches, stunned. 2 supports just wiped a high-rank monster wave alone. Take a mana potion, A offers. We need our strength for what's next. High-grade potions? Songhui frowns. These are far too expensive to hand out. Cheap hookup, A winks. Songhui accepts, though suspicion lingers in his eyes. Is he truly this kind? Or is there a hidden motive behind that smile? A fork in the path. Tension rises as the atmosphere turns suffocatingly heavy. Left feels like death, 𝓕-𝓚 trembles. Dark mana is pooling there. A trap? Go right, 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 commands. But Songhui stands firm. We must take the left. Fury explodes. 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 grabs his collar, fist clenched. Don't test me, rookie. Peacekeepers step in, but the venom in 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻's voice is purely lethal. A useless rookie should know his place. We never should have recruited you. The team splits. Sui and 𝓕-𝓚 follow the safe path of their leader. 2 groups, 2 fates. Songhui watches them vanish into the right tunnel. Tina stays behind. Why? I trust the man Root recommended, she replies. Ai joins them too. No arguments, just unwavering faith in the mysterious healer. Meanwhile, the safe path turns into a nightmare. No monsters, just eerie silence. Suddenly, the floor glows. They've walked straight into a lethal magic formation. Eerie screeches echo. The air grows heavy. Something is coming for them. Sui spots the plate. Move, she screams, but the mechanisms have already triggered. Spears erupt. 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 and Sui dive, narrowly escaping certain and bloody death. 𝓕-𝓚 isn't so lucky. Steel pierces her flesh, pinning her to the floor. 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮's healing fails. The light backfires, making the cursed wounds even deeper. Dark magic, morning wound. Only a true high priest can break this agonizing curse. As 𝓕-𝓚 screams, Songhui's group appears like a moonlit savior. Tina inspects the trap. It's broken, yet it perfectly targeted their hidden weaknesses. This was a trap for holy users. The dark seal reacts violently. How did the rookie know? 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮's pride shatters as he looks at Songhui. Save her! 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 begs. But Songhui's gaze is colder than the dungeon air. Why should I help those who abandoned me? His words cut like glass. Desperate, the leader drops to his knees. Please, I was wrong. Save her, Songhui smirks. The F-rank healer steps forward, his hidden stats finally awakening. No holy power? Dong-ho watches in awe. How is he breaking this curse? Songhui produced pure holy water. 1 drop was enough. He applied it to the spreading curse. Light erupted, miraculously healing 𝓕-𝓚's leg. Her agonizing screams finally faded into silence. The pain vanished. No one believed this F-rank healer could save her. It was a miracle. Kamadi feared 𝓕-𝓚 was doomed. But before he could speak, Songhui appeared, carrying her out. 𝓕-𝓚's wound vanished completely. Exhausted, she leaned against Songhui after the terrifying ordeal. The group rushed forward, overjoyed that she survived. They looked at Songhui with newfound respect. I never knew such a god-tier healer existed here, the leader admitted, stunned by his power. I've made a huge mistake underestimating you. Seeing them rush over, Dong-ho shouted a warning. He told them to be gentle with the survivor. Songhui just smiled. The tension vanished. Ao remained expressionless. Following Songhui's lead, the team headed left toward the final path. At the end lay the boss room. 𝓕-𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻 pushed the doors open to find a one-eyed demon. Welcome, useless sacrifices, it roared. A violent gale erupted, nearly blowing the hunters away. Its dark magic was overwhelming. Retreating wasn't an option for heroes, but victory seemed impossible. The beast began its incantation. A massive fireball of concentrated darkness formed in its claws. Dark energy choked the air. The hunters braced themselves. 1 strike would decide their fate. The demon sneered with arrogance, mocking the foolish humans who had crawled into its den. Suddenly, half its body disintegrated. Before it could process the shock, its physical form shattered. It vanished into ash. Behind the destruction stood Songhui, having unleashed his ultimate skill. The beast died instantly. While the others froze in shock, Dongho whispered to Songhui, "You shouldn't use your trump card on a boss." Songhui just chuckled nonchalantly at him. He retrieved his divine items as the boss dissipated. The nightmare was supposedly over at last. Sui tried to open an escape portal, but Ao stopped her. "Wait, we should investigate first." Maintaining portals drains mana, so they agreed. The hunters began searching the ominous chamber. A blood-stained altar terrified Tina, but Songhui felt a strange pull toward the gruesome structure. He overturned the altar, revealing a hidden box engraved with mysterious, ancient sigils. He opened the lid. Suddenly, a swarm of grotesque zombies erupted. It was a deadly trap. They jumped into formation. Kamadi unleashed his holy fist, smashing through the undead ranks. Dongho joked amidst the chaos, reminding them to aim for the head with full power. Explosions rocked the room. Amidst the carnage, Songhui noticed something felt terribly wrong. If the boss was dead, why were these zombies still moving? The logic didn't fit. He checked the boss's remains. The core was missing. He turned to warn Dongho, but Dongho collapsed instantly. Songhui caught him just in time. Everyone was falling unconscious. They weren't dead, just put to sleep. Songhui realized the truth behind this deception. The boss he killed was a mere clone. His sixth sense screamed that the predator remained. Songhui aimed his divine crossbow and fired a terrifying arrow toward the hidden presence. The target parried the strike with ease. But Songhui's move had a hidden, dual purpose. It would restore his allies and force the true monster out of its hiding spot. Only Io remained awake. Songhui confronted him. "Strange that you're the only one conscious. Aren't you awake too?" Ao countered. Songhui smirked. He hadn't touched the mana potion. Songhui lunged, striking Io. The bandages fell away, revealing the darkness beneath the mask. A fraud shouldn't carry a cursed blade, unless you're the true dungeon boss yourself. Dark energy exploded from Ao. The secret was out. He dropped the act without hesitation. He transformed into a noble demon lord, far more elegant than the pathetic fraud before. Using this disguise, he had lured countless fools to their doom in this abyss. Only Songhui saw through him. A clever human. You'll make a fine sacrifice. Aot spills his own blood for a ritual, lunging at Songhui. But the broken healer blocks the strike effortlessly. Crossbow bolts graze the madman. Ao loses it, swinging his blade in a bloodthirsty frenzy. "I was a nameless thief until he chose me." Aot screams. "Your soul will be the ultimate sacrifice. You're just like the teammates I slaughtered back then." Io laughs, drunk on his own twisted power. A blood-red magic circle erupts behind him. Another one glows right beneath Songhui's feet. The self-harm was a trap. Io lured our secret powerhouse right into the center of his curse. "Devour him," Aot commands. Massive, shadowy tentacles surge forward to crush the life out of Songhu. Light flashes. The shadowy hands try to swallow him, but they dissolve into nothingness before his eyes. "Is that all?" Songhui mocks. Aot's mind snaps, unable to comprehend the healer's hidden strength. Spells fail one after another. Forced into a corner, the boss charges as Songhui reveals a glowing orb. Aot pales at the sight. "The crystal of 𝓗𝓮𝓪𝓵𝓮𝓻. Why do you have that divine relic? It's a hidden item with absolute magic resistance. No dark spell can stand against this legendary divine power." Aot lunges desperately to reclaim it, but Songhui just tosses the priceless crystal into the air. As Aot reaches for it, Songhui telekinetically pulls it back. He aims his crossbow point blank. Shadows explode as Aot forms a thorn shield. He's trying to hide and heal his wounds like a coward. Not today. Songhui activates a shield break skill. He smashes through the thorns to reach the boss. One shot from the Priya crossbow pierces the madman's skull. The explosion of power is absolutely devastating. Even with a hole in his head, he's still crawling. The cultist begs for the crystal with his last breath. You have an administrator too?" Aot realizes Songhui isn't human, he's a vessel for something far greater. "I don't believe in gods," Songhui replies coldly. "I just use the power I was given." Aot dies with a final, chilling warning about greed. The villain is finally erased from this world. The boss is down. Now, it's time for Songhui to wake up his own administrator. The party wakes up with splitting headaches. Tina spots the corpse and lets out a blood-curdling scream. "Relax," Song-hui says calmly. "That bastard was the one behind all this monster madness. You're all alive thanks to me." He doesn't hold back on the ego. It's time for some main character flexing. The hunters crowd around the dark mage's body. The aura of pure evil coming from it is undeniable. "How did you know he was evil?" Dong-ho asks. Our healer shares a bit of survival wisdom. Never trust someone who acts too perfect. Song-hui has seen enough fake smiles to last a lifetime. If they're overly polite for no reason, run away. He's teaching them how to spot a snake in the grass. Dong-ho stares at him. "You're literally describing yourself right now, aren't you?" Song-hui ignores him and asks Su-yi to open a portal. But Su-yi is starting to notice something. That wasn't just healing, it was high-tier divine judgment. Why is this F-rank healer hiding such godlike power? "I'll do whatever you ask, my lord." Su-yi's attitude shifts instantly. Even Song-hui is taken aback. After the awkward exchange, Song-hui spots a trembling girl. "Priestess Sahida, we need to talk." Sahida jumps in shock. She tries to stay calm as Song-hui reveals the dark truth about the monsters. These creatures were once explorers, sacrificed by Aot. The realization hits the group like a physical blow. "Let's pray for them," Sahida whispers. They gather in the circle to honor the fallen souls. As they finish their prayer, a system notification pings. A hidden achievement has been unlocked. The Great Purification. Rewards for honoring the dead flow in. Song-hui taps the screen, a small smirk playing on his lips. Dong-ho gets a reward too. They share a knowing look. The grind never stops. Tina creates a mana barrier to protect the bodies. But a shadow is creeping up behind Su-yi. Song-hui senses the danger and yells out. But it's too late. A blade pierces Su-yi from the darkness. She collapses instantly. Song-hui forgot one thing. Aot's god won't let his vessel die so easily. "Get everyone out of here now." Our broken healer prepares to face the true nightmare. Sahida is paralyzed with fear. Io lunges with inhuman speed, aiming straight for Song-hui's heart. A titan's blow descends, but our hero parries. "Sahida, unleash your mana," he commands. Mana surges, shattering his F-rank limits. The villain is blasted back by overwhelming force. The enemy lunges at the support, but our hidden OP healer intercepts him instantly. Screaming in agony, the villain crushes a forbidden crystal. "One final sacrifice," he roars. A chaotic storm erupts as the dungeon crumbles. "Run for the gate, now," he shouts. Is the bastard dead under those rocks? There's no time to check. They must escape. The teleportation gate flickers. Su-yi's spirit is broken, and the mana flow is dying. As the cavern collapses, Su-yi weeps. But our hero sees the path to survival. Tina, the magic genius, realizes the circle only lacks one thing: massive raw energy. Her mastery of barriers is their only shield. She alone can stabilize the failing magic. Doubting herself, Tina trembles. But the protagonist's words spark a fire in her soul. With his guidance, she awakens the ancient circle. Light consumes the crumbling dungeon walls. They've made it. As Su-yi cheers, our hero asks where they've been transported. This is 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴, a noble sanctuary protected by an eternal red magic barrier. A paradise for mages, filled with legendary research and forbidden scrolls of ancient power. Before the massive magic tower, 3 high-ranking mages appear to challenge their arrival. They detected the emergency warp. Su-yi finds a friend, but her joy ends abruptly. Bonk. Her professor delivers a swift punishment, and a comedic chase begins through town. Professor Tannen mocks her return. "Quit being an adventurer before you actually get killed." The professor praises our hero's strength before leading them to the royal guest chambers. Restless, our protagonist wanders the moonlit gardens. He isn't the only one still awake. "Still up, Kang Song-hoyen?" Tina asks. She looks toward the tower with deep longing. "I grew up here," she whispers. Our hidden boss listens, his expression calm and wise. He smiles. "So, you're a daughter of the tower? Why the sad face then?" "I'm a coward," she confesses. "I hesitated when everyone's lives were on the line." "Don't be foolish," he replies. "We're alive because you mastered that circle in time." She was a prodigy of the Golden Tower, but the weight of expectations crushed her. "I loved the sword, not spells," she admits, recalling her days of secret training. She felt mediocre in both paths. A jack of all trades, but master of none. Is that why you left? He asks. Tina nods, her heart heavy with past regrets. If I had just picked one, maybe I'd be a real hunter by now, she sighs. Our hero offers a new perspective. Forget the rules. Just do what you actually love. If you lack talent, use every trick in the book. Grind until you surpass everyone. Follow your path to the bitter end. Use any method to claim your own throne. At dawn, the party prepares to split. Kim Dong-ho watches them go with sadness. Each hero has found a new purpose. Soo-wai returns to her tower duties, smiling. A perfect farewell with no casualties. Now, he turns to Tina. What about you? Dong-ho invites her along, but Tina stands tall with a look of absolute conviction. I'll be a magic swordsman, she declares. I'm choosing my own destiny from today. He knew she would. Then head north to the frozen village of 𝓕-𝓡𝓪𝓷𝓴. Find the madman living there. He's the strongest magic swordsman I have ever known. Just watching him will teach you more than any tower. Tina beams with pure excitement. Thank you, she cries. I'll write to you every step of the way, I promise. Time to move out, Dong-ho shouts. But as they turn to the horizon, wait! Soo-yi screams, sprinting toward them. A new crisis has just been born. Professor T looked flustered and apologized for the delay. Song-hai remained cool and unfazed. A man named Sion stepped forward. He represented the Black Tower, the sanctuary of forbidden arts. This tower was home to dark mages. Their goal? Mastering the volatile flow of dark mana. Song-hai mused silently. Dark magic was legal with permits, though the holy temple would seethe. Sion was desperate to meet the man who defeated a high-tier dark mage so effortlessly. Did you find any artifacts? Sion pleaded. He wanted to buy them for his dark experiments. Song-hai hesitated. He wouldn't trade his best crystals, but a certain cursed dagger came to mind. He pulled out a small blade. How about the magic knife that dark mage once used? Sion gasped. The dagger pulsed with immense dark energy. It was a masterpiece of forbidden craft. Exquisite! I will give you anything for this, Sion shouted, his eyes gleaming with greed. Song-hai was satisfied. These items were gold to mages, but he had his eyes on something else. A peculiar object on the table caught his gaze. What is this strange thing? He asked. As he touched it, the artifact began a chaotic dance. A rhythmic melody shocked everyone present. Sion grabbed it quickly. It is a hyperactive music box. A strange toy from a friend. It absorbed ambient mana and converted it into life energy. It was the perfect stamina tool. I'll take this, Song-hai declared. He also secured legendary scrolls and ancient books. Sion felt guilty and added more gifts, unaware he was giving away a small fortune. Song-hai checked a scroll. It was a recipe for legendary cryopotions. Truly a hidden treasure. We should stay a bit longer, Song-hai suggested. Professor T agreed with deep gratitude. Explore the Red Tower, the professor urged. He wanted to repay Song-hai for his heroism. Dong-ho was shocked. They aren't arrogant at all. I thought all mages were snobs. Song-hai just chuckled. That's exactly why we're here. They headed for the elite apothecary. I need boxes of mana and stamina elixirs, Song-hai ordered with absolute confidence. He watched an alchemist brewing a complex mixture and noticed a fatal flaw in the process. Stop. It is better not to add that ingredient, Song-hai warned with sharp authority. The alchemist sneered. A brat with no mana telling me how to brew? Get lost. He ignored the warning and continued. Dong-ho sighed at the man's blinding, foolish arrogance. Let's go, Song-hai whispered. He knew exactly what was about to happen inside. As they stepped out, a massive explosion rocked the shop. A thick, ominous smoke erupted. That is why, Song-hai said calmly. Inside, panicked mages choked through the heavy haze. Who caused this? They screamed. They desperately tried to activate their magic shields to survive. But the shields were useless. The smoke began to dissolve their magic like acid on paper. My mana! It is not working, the alchemist wailed. He tried to flee in total terror. Suddenly, Song-hai blocked the exit. His presence was like an immovable, terrifying mountain. Where are you going? He asked. His cold voice sent chills down their collective spines. I told you not to add that. Now, no one is allowed to leave this room. The mages were desperate. Move. We are going to die in this smoke. Let us out. Song-hai remained unmoved. Relax. This herbal smoke is not toxic. You will not die. They felt a moment of relief. Then, Songhai's smile turned into a predatory grin. However, it melts every drop of mana in your bodies. You are all officially powerless. He stands firm at the exit, a wall of sheer confidence. Not a single soul is leaving this room today. That was my final warning. I told you not to leave that there, but these stubborn fools refuse to listen. What do you think you are doing? They roar, trying to drive him away. Get out now. But our protagonist remains completely unshaken. Relax. This herbal scent is not toxic. The smoke itself is perfectly harmless. They sigh in relief, thinking they are safe. So we are fine then? But his next words strike them like a soul-crushing lightning bolt. Once inhaled, every drop of mana in your veins dissolves. Pure horror washes over their faces. What? As their legendary powers evaporate into nothingness, mutations ripple through their bodies. Flesh melts into liquid as agonizing screams pierce the air. Their mana is dissolving. As the group cowers, Songhue watches them with piercing eyes. Stop right there. He halts their retreat. Have you forgotten your duty as hunters? This is the Blood Magic Tower. Opening it recklessly carries a price you cannot pay. This facility was built for ultimate research. It is overflowing with volatile mana and experiments. If this toxic mist escapes, the entire tower falls. We will all be buried alive. Songhue explains the grim reality. Even poisoned, a hidden path to survival remains. I am your healer, he declares. Follow my lead, and I shall mend your broken souls. Hope sparks within the Hoka group. But Songhee's cold voice cuts through their joy. Stopping the corruption is priority one. Your lives are secondary to containing this disaster. A mage without mana is a living corpse. Yet Songhue remains indifferent to their suffering. They fall to their knees, begging. We will do anything. Please, just save us, healer. We will inhale every drop of poison. They desperately plead to the invincible support. A dark smile plays on his lips. This absolute authority is why he loves being a healer. Dong-ho is stunned. Must they really breathe in those toxins to stop the leak? That is too slow, Songhue scoffs. Luckily, this shop is full of ingredients. Move now. They scramble for supplies. Silicon and dried sandvine roots are gathered in a frenzy. Smoke cannot be grasped. To destroy it, he must force it into a solid form. Dong-ho begins to cough. Even with his low mana, the deadly symptoms are manifesting. Songhue works with divine precision. His hidden, broken skills are finally being unleashed. His absorption techniques cannot fail now. Suddenly, the mist coalesces into a strange, solid mass. Healer Songhue, what is this? Dong-ho gasps at the impossible feat before him. A specialized solvent turns gas into gel. Pick it up. Do not leave a trace. They clean the gross residue in fear. Hurry. Before the invincible healer loses his patience. The air finally clears. Looking at the mess, Songhue sighs at their incompetence. Apologize to the owner and clean up. The hunters obey, terrified of his power. That herb. Songhue ponders. It was supposed to be a simple aquatic plant. Overloaded with mana, it mutated into a monster. Now, it specifically targets and melts mana. Why grow such a lethal weapon here? A dark curiosity flickers in the girl's eyes. The tower sources everything from its own farms, she explains. The mystery deepens. Has the very soil been corrupted? Or is this environment being intentionally altered? The mana management system should be perfect. Someone is tampering with the laws of magic. Armed with the truth, Songhue bolts. He leaves the shocked hunters in his wake. Where are we going? To find Professor Ten's. The nightmare is far worse than expected. The real battle for survival begins now. Don't miss the next epic chapter of domination. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.